been good to me. I woke up this morning, so he gotta be a God. 100 years on the yard, dead and gone. Louis waited 50 years. Too long to be in the graveyard. I reflect back to what he done for me. I wrote a book, dropped the album, soon come the movie. To rap nor act, I was your neighborhood drug dealer selling crack. And for this, I gotta thank God. Every time I'm in trouble, he waved his magic wand. And lost 100 times. I can't lose now, God's plan, not mine. So all I do is win, win, win. I thank God for Jesus Christ for washing my sins. I can see. I don't know what he's done for them, but God's been good to me. Alright, I'm gonna start, y'all. Today is about me getting arrested for murder is the first topic I want to speak about. Before I speak about it though, of course, I want to give a scripture on what God told me to talk about and what it relates to. It comes out of the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7 through 9, and it reads, be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whosoever or whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. So basically, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. And before I go into my conversation, not today, I want to give a brief testimony today. I want to sing one of my guys that I actually put in that song. I said, Louis Boy did 50 years, it got to be hard. That's too long to be in the graveyard. He got out of jail about a month ago. Now, one of my guys got out a few days ago. He had just come home from doing 27 straight, but actually did a little more. Actually did 34, then 10, so he did almost 44 years. Then Louis Boy, he just did 50 calendar years. So in saying that, we just sat down and talked. But I can remember when we was locked up together, the Lord told me to get up off my bunk and go talk to him and tell him that he was coming home. Now mind you, I was locked up 4 years ago, and he got out. I was locked up about 4 years ago. He just got out about a month ago. But literally the Lord told me to get up and tell him that he's coming home, and he had a natural life. And the Lord worked it out for him and brought him home. So I say it's a blessing that we don't know how blessed we is. We do a lot of things and we get away with it, or we get slapped on the wrist, or or what have you. But this man got caught up as a teenager and did 50 years. So I want to tell you about my testimony though. Also, basically, I want to go back to when I got incarcerated, and I go back to the scripture I used about a week or two ago about pride. Now, me and the old boy that I got into it with that got me incarcerated for me to be facing life, facing murder, we both could have walked away from that. But pride set in, and ultimately we both reaped what we was sowing. And it was a terrible thing for it to happen that way, because we definitely, if hindsight was 20/20, we both could have walked away from the incident. So anyway, and this is crazy because I've never been incarcerated for something. I've been incarcerated a couple of times for, precinct-wise. Small things, I get locked up for a day or two. I've been to the 12th precinct, the 10th precinct. And then even one time, I went to 1200 Bobian, which was the murder floor, for an incident that took place. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all my testimony on that. We had a fight, high school, 10th grade, we had we had a fight with we had a fight up at the high school, and it was me. I don't know if y'all know Swift, Andre Moore. It was me, Swift, Shorty Rob. It was me, Swift. On the inside, it was me, Swift, John, and John, and Peck. We was on the inside. It was 4 of us on the inside of the school. This was summer school, I think it was. And then it was about when we got outside, it was Ching, which his name is Aronde. It was Aronde, Robert Davis, Shorty Rob, Keith Nesbitt, and Reggie. So it was 4 of us inside, it was 4 of us outside. So it was about 8 of us. And we got into it with guys called Puritan Avenue, they PAs, we called them for short. We got into it with the PAs, and they like, after school is going down. Now mind you, they wanted me. They wanted me because I got into it, me and Reggie, I got into it in class with one of the guys. And so me and him got in the classroom, I'm throwing some candy to a young lady, and he take the candy and eat it. I'm like, man, I was giving that to her. So we got into it, blah, blah, in the classroom over a piece of candy, y'all. We got to fighting. Me and him got to fighting or whatever. Then Reggie grabbed him, and I started hitting him. And literally, Reggie caught him in a full Nelson, had him up like this, and I'm hitting him, bah, 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 bah. So we get kicked out of school. So before we get kicked out, we about to matter of fact, we didn't get kicked out. The teacher wasn't even in the class. We didn't get kicked out. She didn't even see it. But we whooped him. We left the classroom. When we didn't leave the school, we just said, we just basically knew, we knew it was going down because we already was getting to it with them because they was the most dominant gang basically in school. It was about 100 of them. So anyway, we had that fight in the classroom. So they wanted me. I was the corporate. They wanted me. And so we walking out of school. Everybody getting prepared. They know what's going on out of school. Like, yeah, we know. So I'm everybody, you scared, you nervous, because you ain't scared because you think you're tough. But on the other hand, you nervous because you know it's 100 of these guys. It's probably about 50 of them going to school with us. So anyway, we decided to, it's four of us inside. I knew it about, I didn't know how many was outside, 3-4 of us outside. Everybody didn't get up there. I don't know why, because we had more guys. But we walk out of school, and me and Swift walking side to side. And after that took place, we go out, we go to the front of the school, and it's like a sea of people. These guys, now we in high school, we in 10th grade. We had a couple guys older than us in 11th or 12th, part of our crew. But these guys, on the side of the parking lot, it's about 15, 20 Malibus. All of them drove Malibus. Now, not knowing this until later, that they big homies and they guys were selling drugs, and they big homies was funding them, and they had money. We didn't know that they was as established as they were until over the years I found out who they really was, that I was out of my mind for doing what we did, to even get into it with them. So we get to the front of the school, it's me, Swift, walking side to side, and it's Peck, and mind you, John, big boy. To this day we talk about this and laugh about this. Big boy, literally, his name is John. He gonna see this and laugh. But Big John, mind you, he didn't fail 4-5 times. He failed school. He supposed to graduate in 92. He probably graduated in 98, year 2000. This day, after the fight, I'm talking about the fight in a minute, but after the fight, guess what he said? Man, I had to go to class, man. Out of all these times that you ain't went to school, you done failed and flunked, we get into it with these guys, and now you got to go to class. That was his excuse. Man, I thought y'all was playing. I thought y'all wasn't gonna do nothing. I said, man, you was scared. So anyway, we talk about that all the time. So he was spooked out. He ain't come. I'm gonna stick to that, John, too, so you know I'm talking about you. You was spooked out. So anyway, we get to the front. It's me and Swift walking side to side, and I'm knowing they want me, so I'm like, whatever. I know it's going down. So we walk into a sea of people. Matter of fact, we walked out. They was all standing around the cars. Me and Swift stand out there. We looking around, seeing where our guys at. Okay, there were 2-3 of us. Okay, so about 6 of us, 7 of us. Okay, cool. We straight. It was about 60, 65 of them, easy. And you couldn't tell because they were all scattered there. It was about 25 by the car, Some was across the street. Some was behind us. So we knew what time it was. So I'm thinking in my mind, all right, I know they coming for me first, so I need to be ready and prepared. So they walk up to me and Swift, and before we know it, I seen one guy swing, but he ain't trying to hit me, he trying to hit Swift. But I thought, in my mind, so it's like as soon as he hit Swift, I hit him at the same time. It was like, pop, pop. And cause I thought he was gonna hit me at first, but I seen him hit Swift, so I hit him at the same time. Cause I expected him to hit me, cause I was the corporate. So he hit Swift, I hit him. It was like almost one smack at one time, and all I felt was like bumblebees. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm getting hit from every single angle I could think of, literally. So every time I swing, I'm hitting something. Every time I elbow back, I'm hitting something. So I'm throwing fists, I'm elbowing all at the same time, and lo and behold, I'm getting hit too much. So I duck down and I just grab somebody by the legs and I run them into a car and run them to the hood of the car. So I grab one on the hood. I got him on the hood of the car. I'm hitting him. Somebody come up behind me. They hitting me. I seen one of my guys get up off him, hitting him. So it's pandemonium. It's 8 of us. It's probably 50 of them. All I know is I see Reggie coming through the crowd. Now we had a gun, a 38, chrome. It reminds you of the same gun Tupac had in the movie Juice. So Reggie had a gun. Get off of him, pop! Get off of him, pop! I see Reggie hitting pistol whipping, hitting guys in the head with the pistol. I see Shorty Rob and Swift stumping one of them out. Literally, they was stumping him. He trying to back up and move from him. He come up out of his shoes. They stump him out of his shoes. I see Keith Nesbitt going head up with somebody. I see Ching over there going head up with somebody. So we all fighting 2, 3, 4, 5 people. So ultimately, I think one of they guys is named Pat Pat. He grabbed his gun and started, cause I guess he seen Reggie with a gun, so he pulled his gun out and started shooting. Bop, bop, bop. So we like, damn, what's going on? So I'm still, everybody, I see him when he pulled out his gun and started shooting, and I see that he's shooting in my direction, but he's shooting over, 5, 6 feet from me. So I'm still fighting, trying to get his homeboy, cause I see where he at, and as long as he ain't pointing at me, I ain't spooked. I ain't scared. You ain't aiming at me, so I'm gonna whoop your boy until it's all over with. So I'm still hitting somebody, bam, 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 and we fighting. And then guys start running and scattering. My guys, we still fighting. They running. We still trying to hold the ones that we got our hands on to whoop on them. So ultimately everybody break free. Police coming, y'all. So everybody leave and break up. So basically we live about a mile or two. We on Curtis and Prairie, so we go to the house. We in the house for a minute. I hear the phone ring. We all in the basement talking about what happened, who did what. The phone ring, ring. I pick up, hello. My uncle on the phone, Uncle Aaron, he passed away of cancer now. He gone a few years back. He just passed away. But he said, hey, Keith, the police on their way to get you. I said, huh? He said, I heard y'all the one play Mumford. I didn't even know he knew we was up there fighting. He just figured it was us because we was so bad. Yeah, if that was y'all, police on their way to get y'all right now. I just heard on the radio. I said, what? Before I can hang up, the side door was boom, 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 boom. So I hung the phone up. Boom, 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 police. So me and Swift go in the back and hide. And my little brother, Rat opened the door up. Rat had nothing to do with it. Rat wasn't there. Rat had nothing to do with it. So Rat Jerome, he opened the door up. Bam. Rat opened the door up. They asked him a question. Keith Hudson there? He's like, nah, he's not here. They said, get out the way. Pushed him out the way, barged in. They come down the basement. They looking around. They see that some people have been around. And so they go. They got their guns out blazing. We're in the back room behind the furnace hiding out. And they seen Swift feet. They seen Swift foot. They seen Swift foot first. Get out of there. Get out of there. So they grabbed him, threw him up in there. I'm still in the back hiding. And they cutting on lights. Where the lights at? Where the lights at? They cutting on lights. So about 5-6 minutes go past, they find me. Get out of there, get out of there. Put the gun in my, point the gun at us. Got us all in the basement. So they cuffing us, and me and Swift walking out. So Rat Jerome like, man, what you taking my brother to jail for? Whatever. They said, shut up, you get against the car too. So they push him against the car. He put his hands on the car. So they checking him, and they boom hit him in his privates, bam, hit him hard. So he started crying and oh man, and you going to jail too, you going to jail too. Put him in the car with us. The reason why I'm telling y'all this is because this is my first real encounter in going to jail. I've been to the precincts, but this is my first real encounter going to jail. So they take us down to 1200 Beaubien, which is the murder floor, 9th floor I think it was. And we go down there, and that's the story of me being locked up in 1200 Beaubien. I ain't gonna get too much in that, because that's gonna be a whole other story a little later in part of my testimony. So we get locked up. That was my first time being in jail for real, and we was there like 72 hours. And they had to let us go. That took place, and then getting back to when I got arrested. Getting back to when I got arrested at the hip hop shop. Like I said, we both could have walked away, but we didn't. So after that incident at the hip hop shop took place, I had mixed feelings. I was real in my feelings. I was bitter. I was sad. I was angry. I felt sad for his family because I seen him outside while I'm in back in the police car. His family, and I seen his girlfriend. She was crying or whatever, and I felt sorry for her. But I was mad because he had took me somewhere that I had thought I put behind me. He pulled me out of my character, and so I was kind of had real mixed emotions about that and feelings about that. And the reason why I'm speaking about that because we both could have walked away and I didn't. So I had to reap what I had sown at that very moment. And so it's a hard feeling to tell y'all about when it comes to it's a feeling I can't explain when it comes to what took place and what happened. But going through all those emotions at one time, from anger ready to fight to feeling sad that a man passed away, this passed away, to seeing the emotions of his girlfriend, all that stuff was kind of crazy. So what I ultimately trying to tell y'all is, ultimately I had to reap what I sowed in that situation, being incarcerated. Now mind you, I didn't go, I got, after the scene of the crime or the scene that took place, they took me to jail and I did 72 hours. And the reason why I did 72 hours and they let me go is because they had they seemed like I did nothing wrong from what they had heard. But then they came back and rearrested me. But before they rearrested me, I get out. I have my ex come pick me up. So she come pick me up, and I'm kind of in my feelings because it took her so long to get there. They let me out of jail and taking you an hour to get here. Where you at? Where you been? So I'm thinking about that. I'm still in the rage. Like, you know what just happened? So I'm in a rage with that. But ultimately, she took me to get my cell phone. I went and got a new cell phone because the police had kept my cell phone. And I'm like, dang, I go get my cell phone, not knowing that they had tapped my phone because they knew I was going to go get another phone. So they had tapped my phone. I didn't know that, and I'll tell y'all in a later conversation on how I found out they tapped my phone. Then I went and picked up my truck, and this was the Lord showing me, giving me a chance to see what I was going to do and how I was going to react to what just took place. And I still was in a prideful place at this moment. That's why I gave y'all the scripture on how the Lord will give you a chance to see how you're going to react in any situation, and how you're going to, are you going to do the right thing, or are you going to go backwards and keep on doing the same thing? He give you brief moments to see what you're going to do to test you. And literally, what I was sowing, I was reaping, because things started happening and spiraling downhill, because I could have made better choices, better decisions than I was making, because I was backsliding. I was getting pulled out my square to be something that I was no longer a part of, or a person that I was no longer, and I was letting certain people or certain incidents pull me backwards. So I'm going to say that to say this, y'all: you reap what you sow. If you reap good, you're going to get good. If you reap evil, you're going to get evil. It's the laws of nature. It's what God had intended it to be. And can't nobody change that. So no matter what good you're doing now or what bad you're doing, if you keep doing good, you're going to receive good, y'all. Just wait. It may be tight. It may be tough. It may be rough. You may be at your wit ends. But you got to hold on. If you hold on, I will guarantee you, right before you break, the Lord will come and grab you and pull you through it. You just got to hold on. If you think if you're doing things that ain't godly, you're doing things that's wrong, and you're crossing people, you're going to get what you deserve. Guarantee it. You're going to get it soon enough. So you need to chill out, stop, and even after you stop, you might go through a whole lot of hell because you reaping what you sowed. You did the wrong thing for so long, that karma going to catch up with you, like it or not. Just hope that it don't send you to penitentiary or to the graveyard. That's what you need to be thanking God for, not to take you there. Because he saved me many times, and he keep on saving me. So that's why I turn my life over to him 1,000%, and I'm trying to do what I'm doing now by letting my test be a testimony. So I'll see y'all next time. If y'all want to talk about some business, then get on to wealthyplace.biz, and I'll let y'all come, let y'all in, and we'll talk about that. But until we talk again, I'll let y'all know about me facing murder and what'll happen in trial and all that on the next call. So I love y'all. Peace and love. See y'all on the other side of the Zoom call. For those already on Zoom, we're gonna break intermission and we'll get started.